Hey everybody, this is Keita Wheeler-Cineve, and Lisa Freet is on the call too, but she is busy laughing at her own jokes, which, if you know either of us, you know happens so frequently that we really need a term for it, besides just cracking yourself up.
Hey everyone!
So, in our friendship, we have some of the most amazing phone calls. And by amazing, I mean like really fucking weird and really deep and really positive, negative. I mean, we're kind of like, we cover the map. And we've been talking for the better part of 3 years about other people need in on this. Like, we say some stuff and like, it can't just be for us. I mean, we've benefited from these conversations just between us. And we kind of feel like we could share the wealth a little. And
Yeah.
we've gone back and forth over what to call it and when to do it and what it does. And we're like, we get like a little, well, okay. The truth, super honest truth. It is not we get hung up. I, in my control freaky nature, am like, we've got to do it on this day from this time to this time. And we've got to call it this. And the tagline has to be this. And I'm quite certain that I have driven my beloved best friend absolutely batshit crazy with my desire to like, just get my fingers on all the things. That said, tonight we're like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just roll. Like, let's have a Kieta and Lisa conversation. And it'll be what it'll be. And we'll figure out what the hell it was for after we're done.
Absolutely. And I'm so grateful. I got to let you guys in. Yesterday we were having a chat and I said like, okay, so if we're going to do this, let's do it on Zoom and we'll just do audio, no video. And Keita was like, yeah, because, I'm not really sure that I'm willing to do it on video. I'm not there yet. And I was like, who the fuck are you kidding? Like, I know this already. I knew this 3 years ago when I was like, video. And she was like, fuck you. Hard pass. No way.
I just gotta say, it's not that I don't like video, and Lord knows I do enough remote Zoom meetings that I am on video. People see my, like in this case today, unshowered, jammy mess all the time. I'm not in love with the format of video in the way that my bestie is. And like, I kind of feel like, yeah, you do videos, and I will go write the novel that accompanies that in my own words. It is not the love language of my little cable soul to be on video.
And I get to benefit because I get to see my bestie's beautiful face while we talk about all these things. And it just makes me so happy. So happy. So one of the themes or the tools, hopefully you can hear the air quotes in that.
I mean, you paused an appropriate tools.
One of the tools that we would like to fashion this talk around is outrageous honesty, because I think that is one of the beautiful blessings of our friendship and our ability to stay in the room. And Keita has been a teacher for me in this in so many ways, but this woman right here, when it comes to outrageous honesty and staying the fuck in the room and seeing the conversation all the way through, even when you would rather jam searing hot spikes under your nails and have rats chew your toenails off, she is just this picture of courage and strength and integrity in those conversations, and I love her for that. And I steal her courage all the time in order to stay in the room myself in those conversations. So I'm super grateful to practice this, and we've been practicing outrageous honesty even though it didn't have a name for what are we rocking 8 years now, or close, or maybe seven.
We met in 2013.
7 years now.
So 7 is my favorite number. It's all super spiritual and blah, blah, but I also just love it. Yeah. And so to give people an idea of outrageous honesty, I think the best way that I could like sum it up, I mean, like, I'm sure contextually you're like, duh, you're really honest. It's, in my opinion, it's really a willingness to tell your stories, even and perhaps especially when you're the bad guy, when you're not rewriting history to be like, oh, I was so grounded and centered. And when that woman told me to go fuck myself, I very graciously like namaste'd her and like instantaneously had no hard feeling. Like, fuck, no.
You were all like, namaste the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, like, oh God. We found like some old content of ours, and apparently Lisa has this high five to the face comment that she made out of like fucking nowhere, but it cracks me up every time. So yes, lots of things happen to your face when you're, or like at least figuratively, when you are a friend of Lisa Freed. Like, just be careful, like your face. So yeah, some of these conversations, they started years ago with just like, ooh, hey, I have a fuck ton of like fear of like imposter syndrome. Like, I'm a coach, you're a coach, except that I really don't feel like I know what I'm talking about ever. Or I'm a Reiki master, you're a Reiki master, I'm intuitive, you're intuitive. And just like, I don't know, I won't speak for anybody else's experience except mine. But when I am in intuitive circles, I feel like I'm around a bunch of people who are like, dude, I am like so intuitive, and like the things that come to me, I am so spot on, and I am so tuned into spirit that I can fucking predict like the age your child is gonna die that hasn't even been born yet. And like, and you're like, oh wow, I just came to play. Like, some song lyrics come to me sometimes. I mean, and it like, no one really makes a practice of being like, I'm scared shitless. I'm about to offer a reading, and what if I don't know fuck all? What if Spirit's like, haha, nope, I'm totally not going to give you shit, and you're going to look like the big giant phony that you are? And so having a space to talk about that, when all the other coachy, healery intuitives in my world were like, I am so professional and perfect, and I don't need a space for outrageous honesty because there's nothing outrageous about me. And I'm like, well, then you are not my people, because I only play with the rebels.
Right.
Sorry.
It's so funny. Even now, we are 7 years fast forward, and I'm still like, oh my goodness, I'm so grateful that I have somebody that I can be like, wow, did I just have a thought? And it was like a thought. I am a total asshole. I'm a bigger asshole than I ever even thought that it was possible for me to be. And how the heck can I hold space for people? How is it that I can coach people? How is it that I can be a consultant? How is it that I can breathe the same air as so many people that are like doing good things in the world when I'm such an asshole?
I mean, and you really are an asshole. I love you for it. And I think that one of the reasons that I like, I mean, let's be clear, the whole world is full of assholes, etc. And that's a big thing here in Kieta and Lisa land. No buts. And the bigger asshole you are, the more freedom I have to not judge myself when I am equally big, if not bigger. And it's like, and I get to show up and be like, holy fuck, you would never believe, except that you've known me a long time, so you would believe. But like the shit that just went through my brain, that like, you know, if you do some Course in Miracles work, you know that like those thoughts are not my real thoughts, and that's not like the truth of my being. But fuck, there we go. But fuck. Like, and there the podcast goes down the drain as Kieta can't stop swearing. That
it just gets a little explicit noted on it.
Yeah, right. Not safe for work. Yeah, whatever. There's just this space to bring your ugly and know that, like, first of all, you're not going to get judged, except that you are going to get judged, because we all judge, because we like, we totally love to judge. You're going to get judged and loved in equal measure, and the space held to be like, oh, like, I see. You're just as big a dick as me. And I love you. And here's something that was sitting with me that like, and it just goes back and forth in a really beautiful way. And the hard thing is, once you get used to this pattern of like being outrageously honest, and you're like, yeah, Lisa doesn't like, well, okay, she judges me, but she doesn't judge me. Like, what, however you want to work that dichotomy out. You start to try to be outrageously honest with everybody in your circle. This does not work out so well because some people are just like, oh no, oh, I know, I never ever waste money, or I never ever don't recycle, or and you're like,
no,
oh, bitch,
even
please.
better.
I
Even better.
totally just
I
took the
never,
sour cream
ever
container
judge.
and threw it away.
I never ever judge.
Oh, God.
That's my favorite.
Like, well, or so my piggyback favorite to your favorite. I used to judge. I used to be such a judgy whore, but now I am so goddamn enlightened that I couldn't judge if I wanted to, because it's just not an integrity with the truth of my being. Meanwhile, the truth of my being is like, fuck you, bitch. You're a liar and a whore. I don't know why a whore. You just are. You could be a virgin and still that would be my insult of the day.
Here's what it is. You're a horrendous liar.
Precisely. Oh God. I have a ton of judgment, as we're on that topic, about the people who pretend that they're there. I think there's a ton of honesty in saying like, ooh, forgiveness work is so important. Totally not there yet. Racism, like, it's a really hard conversation to have. We've been having some interesting ones, given what's going on contemporarily in society. And just to admit, like, for some people, racism is the topic that they're just not there yet. They're like, ooh, I'm not ready to dig into that. And for some of us who have gone maybe a little deeper into that work, it's like, ooh, I know all the places in which this shows up sneakily and need to heal, but that would mean a lot of work, and I'm not there yet. Like, there's places that, and not to hit the hardest stuff on our night one out the gate, like, ooh, we're gonna have a race, but we do, because it's part of life, and there are no parts of life that aren't valuable to talk about and to give the light of day to and air out. And I think that that's one of the problems, is that there's so many topics that are taboo or, but not here in spiritual circles. We don't do that. I don't know why I have to lisp to make fun of spirit people, but I do.
Or my favorite, that's like, I'm going to call out all the spiritual people that aren't behaving in the way that I think that they should be behaving, so that somehow elevates them.
Or just the virtue signaling of like, oh God, I was just like, okay, so for those of you who are not super familiar with me, who maybe know Lisa better because she's for sure the extrovert in this friendship, I am the mom of an African-American adopted son. So I belong to a couple of Facebook groups.
Who is how old? 16.
And he joined our family when he was 15. So like we jumped into parenting like at go time. And that's been a really interesting learning curve, especially the mixed race, interracial nature of our family. So I'm in a couple of Facebook groups, one in particular for white moms of Black children, because sometimes there's just some soup like that you gotta get through. You don't know what you don't know. This new mom, who apparently must have adopted a baby, an African-American newborn, asked some questions about hair care. And some of the words that she used, like, she's like, how do you take care of baby afros? I've been trying to brush, but it just keeps like turning into dreads. And some other mom in the group lost her ever-loving motherfucking shit on this woman. An afro is a hairstyle, true. And babies don't have an afro, true. and dreadlocks are a specific hairstyle and babies don't have that either. And how dare you use these words? You don't fucking know your ass from your elbows. I mean, just like laid into her. And the woman comes back and she's like,
wasn't she there sharing that she didn't know her ass from her elbows? Because
yes.
sounded
Yes,
like
and she's
that
like,
to
thank
me.
you for the knowledge. I appreciate it. I don't know what I don't know. And I thank you for sharing with me, you know, this. I really do. I want to speak about this respectfully and appropriately. And thank you for letting me know that what I did before wasn't on target. And then, okay, let me back up a second. If the person who was responding had been Black and part of that culture, I feel like they've got more space to defend, like, ooh, hey, sister, that is not the right terminology. And still not in a bitchy way, but but this was okay, the Facebook group is called White Moms of Black Children. So you are white, slamming another white woman for not knowing about a culture that neither one of you belong to. Oof, just oof, 16 ways to Sunday. And I read it and everything in me constricted and was like, oh shit, I'm sorry that you thought this was a loving, safe, accepting space and that you just got bitch slapped for your vulnerability. And then the mom who was the slammer, who was like, don't you use these words and you're just ignorant. After the other mom was like, ooh, my bad, I'm sorry, I thank you for helping me learn and grow, was like, oh, well, thank you for not getting defensive. And now that I see that you are a serious human being, I feel better investing my energy in this post. And then went on about Black hair care for like pages of Facebook pages. And okay, I also belong to a separate Facebook group that is full of Black women who are growing out their hair naturally. And they talk about hair care products and the process of that, because my son wants to grow his hair. And misogynistic embedded theology or not, I figured women would have a better idea of how to take care of longer hair than men. And plus they might let me into their group, whereas a Black male group for hair might not have. I don't know.
I wonder why.
Whatever. The point being, in that group, I show up very respectful. I accept that I don't know what I don't know, and that I am absolutely grateful for any knowledge that anybody shares with me. And no one in that group is mean to me. It's like, stupid white bitch, how dare you be here wanting to know about things that have nothing to do with you. They're like, oh my God, thank you for caring about your son's hair and wanting to help him and knowing that you don't know what you're doing, because I don't. So I find it so interesting that the group where I actually don't belong, that is for Black women growing out natural hair, is so loving and accepting and sharing and educational and positive. And then the group where I do belong, White Moms, Black Children, is like, I'm making claws. It was so unwelcoming to other people who, in theory, should have some level of acceptance in this space. I'm not at all saying that you can't educate, because I'm huge on educating. You just don't have to be a self-righteous twat about it.
All twat falafels to the right, please.
There's a term we haven't said in a while. Twat falafel. Not twat waffle. Twat falafel. It's like you're so awful. Yeah, yeah. I think I just made Lisa spit beer through her nose, down her bra. I don't really know. It's kind of entertaining to watch.
That's delicious. So I guess we're willing to go wherever one needs to go, feels called to go. And if I were to say or speculate, what I think people would get moving forward is us just sharing where we got in the shit that day or that moment or that week or the month or that minute, because let's face it, there are moments where, wow, we're really in it.
Well, okay, so just last night, Lisa and I were like going through, and she was sharing something of ours that we had done, oh God, 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, she's like, we are brilliant. And I'm like, of course we are. What, why? Like, what do we do?
I'm listening.
Brilliant. But I wanted to go back and read whatever it was that she was reading. And I had this really interesting experience of reading something that I had written to accompany videos that she did. Because again, she's our video girl and I'm the word nerd. And reading it and feeling like, oh, 2017 me knew that 2020 me was going to be in the shit about this topic and was going to need this writing. And then I wrote it, forgot about it, moved on, went through many life changes since then, such that reading something that I wrote felt brand new and like totally and completely written for me yesterday. Like, oh, how, like we were making a joke about Harry Potter stairs, like everything, it felt like some time travel or some weird metaphysical something happened there because I needed that. Like, and not in that like, oh, bless my little soul, I needed a reminder of how to be nice. I'm not from the South. I didn't, and bless your heart. No, I was being a fucking idiot, wasting a crap ton of emotional time, energy, faith, magic, power, hating a situation that happened literally a year and like, I don't know, 11 days ago. Like,
a year and let me count.
Like, not to get too specific or anything, but like really, like still wrapped up in not liking the way it went down, not liking the people who did it, not like, I mean, so invested. And that's not to say that I didn't do any work on understanding it and breaking it apart as I've gone. It's just that even a year later, I was still very attached to it, defined by it, just as hurt by it yesterday as I was a year ago. Oof. I don't want to be that emotionally entangled with a year ago's problems. I've got today's fucking shit to deal with. Like, so I think that one of the really valuable pieces of our friendship is that when we are in it, we don't like go and hide and like refuse to talk to each other until we're back on our like princess pedestal. Like,
so we're riding the unicorns.
Oh yeah, like happy rainbow farts and shit. Like, no, like when we're in it, that's exactly when we call each other. Is like, I mean, I suppose if I have to let spirit talk to me through you can, that part of you can show up, but can the bitchy part that likes to rant along with me also show up? Because I need her first.
Right. We got to run it through that filter first. And then.
Yeah. Like, to be fair, spirit is really only invited after I have gotten out all that like my ego has to say.
And same for me, right? Like it's not a one-way street.
Yeah. So, I mean, today's, call, because we like intentionally thwarted my every love and desire of a plan. It's a little all over the place, as is our friendship, as will other calls, even when they are planned. Like, we'll be like, oh, today we are absolutely going to talk about, and then it'll be like, just kidding. Like, we were here, and like maybe mentioned whatever it was.
It was a footnote.
And I still feel like there's more value in the random, in the just being wherever the fuck we are today, than there is in the planning, executing, perfecting. Oh God, like every control freak fiber of my body is like, stop saying these stupid fucking things you're saying.
And I'm like,
there's every value in a plan. So my mental attachment to planning and control freakiness aside, there is too much power in the moment to script everything, to plan everything, to suck the fucking ever-loving joy out of every moment with a planner. And I guess to share something else I've learned about myself in relation to this control freakiness, I always just thought I was type A and liked to get shit done and liked people to know that I was competent and an ass kicker and like kind of a force of nature. And it turns out, while I am actually all of those things are a response to an incredibly high level of anxiety. I am anxious. And in order to deal with that and instead of feeling that in my body, I eat a lot of junk food. Like I emotionally eat that away, or I control freak it away. Or if I'm like really on a tear, I do both. I'm like writing a control freak manual and eating ho-hos. Like I've never had a ho-ho. I don't know like maybe since childhood. I don't know where that came from.
Do you know what I was thinking of? Were the snack cakes from Costa Rica. When you were talking about that, I was like,
yes, that works. Snack cakes, cake in general is a comfort food of choice. Oh, I had another story that I was definitely going to share in this call.
Is it about the release?
No. But we can go there too. I was sharing with Lisa, and I will do this as etiquette laden as humanly possible. Why? I have no idea.
I'm not sure, but okay.
Because I've been doing some like forgiveness, like reattaching to my magic kind of stuff, I have been letting shit go today. But like figuratively, like, oh, the thing from a year ago and and literally, like I have spent so much time in the bathroom and like, God, the good thing is it's all out, hopefully.
And you buy toilet paper at Costco. So there's a bonus.
Yes, I do. I love Costco. That is a thing for another time. So, not related to the release, to the shit, to the literal and figurative shit of my life. Weeks ago, I feel like it might have even been 2 weeks ago. Time flies when you're busy avoiding everything. I'm also in grad school, so I do like legitimately have like busyness to do. That aside, Lisa brought to me like, hey, like this, I don't know if she's a coach or intuitive healer. I don't actually know, but like she's doing this, she has this diet plan, the intuitive something.
Oh, the empath diet.
Thank you, Jesus. I know. I'm like, it's like some kind of hippie
thing. You're going to jump in because you're also supposed to be intuitive, Lisa, remember?
Yeah. Anyway, the empath diet. And part of it involves a pendulum, okay? I don't want to give this woman's program away. That's not at all where I'm trying to go with this. It's just, first of all, Lisa asked me if I was interested because she thought she was going to like participate. And I was like, oh, hell to the no. Like, no. And let me eat some Oreos to emphasize that I like really just mean like, no.
I mean, Noreos. Like that's how no it is. It's a Noreos.
Yes. So I like completely and totally blew this off and was like, yeah, no. Well, then today, because I am letting some shit go and there's more space in my being for new things, for playing with things, for just trying things out, I was like, oh, that could actually be really interesting. And I don't know at this exact moment that I'm ready to get like hardcore, like, ooh, pendulum said no goldfish crackers. So no goldfish crackers. I don't know that I'm there. I'm not there yet, but it might be fun to play with anyway.
There yet.
Yeah. So it then occurs to me that I don't own a pendulum. That's just not a magic that I've ever played in. So I'm like,
what? Really?
I know, right? I don't.
Hang on while I zip up my judgy-pants.
Are they tight and scratchy? I hope
That's
so.
why I had to do the leaping motion.
So I then decide, I'm out and about running errands anyway. And I'm like, ooh, there is a, like, in the little downtown of my town I live in, there's a hippy dippy store. I'm going to swing by and get me a pendulum because I got to do this today. I go, they closed 30 minutes before I got there. And I'm like, mother bitch. All right. There's one in Crystal Lake, which nobody knows they're Illinois, like outside of Chicago suburbs, but it's 20 minutes from where I live. I look it up because I'm like, I'm going to call and make sure that they have pendulums in stock. I'm not going to like drive.
And they're going to be open in 20 minutes.
Right. And I actually, like, Google said they were open till 5. So I trust Google, but I just want to make sure that they've got pendulums on the shelf so that I can go in and get what I need. And I call, and the lady's like, of course we have pendulums. I'm like, and you're open till 5? And she's like, oh, we closed at 4. Are you close? And I'm like, nope, I'm in Woodstock, which is 20 minutes away. She's like, well, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Okay, this all makes tons of sense. And I didn't even want or need a pendulum 40 minutes before this phone call. But there I am sitting in my car like, I need a motherfucking pendulum. I need it now. And I try not to buy things on Amazon, blah, blah, Bezos, blah, blah, whatever. I don't want to do that. I want to support a local business and I want to give them my money. But nobody's open for me to give them my money, and I need a pendulum, and I need a pendulum right now.
What is it? The Amazon now!
And so I just think it's really funny that something that I was absolutely resistant to. Like, I did not tell Lisa to go fuck herself for suggesting it, but I kind of did in my silence.
No, I felt it. It's fine. I have those waves of like, bitch, did you just, why just slap me upside the head? I felt that.
Yeah, like, I mean, energetically, for sure, a like tidal wave of like, back up off me with your health.
At me, bitch.
Like, so to go from that space to today being like, motherfucker, why can't I get a pendulum? I just need a pendulum. Doesn't anybody understand the importance of me having a pendulum right now? I still don't have a pendulum. I will get one tomorrow.
Now I want to make you one and send it.
I accept all, like, if everybody who listens to this wants to send me a pendulum and I can become the pendulum princess, I have a vision of like me wearing it right here, like the little girl in the Never Ending Story. The princess has got like a little jewel right here. Yeah.
I could also send you a little jewel to wear. Yep.
So.
Well,
that is my random story that had to be shared.
And I think that that's just, you know, what a beautiful taster this was for what people can expect to get from us. I think we ticked every box. We did some spirit stuff. There's definitely some swearing. There was honesty. We talked over each other a few times and we judged one another. Like, just in case you didn't notice, I totally judged. How do you not have a pendulum?
And you call yourself an intuitive healer.
Right? And I snorted beer down my chest. Well, I think that's just nailed it. We're good. That's a wrap.
It. So we thank you for, you know, wherever you find yourself as you're listening to this. My guess is that something in your energy resonates with not being there yet on whatever level, in whatever camp. And, you know, thank you, soul sister or brother, because you could be both, whatever, for finding the people that are your people. Because, you know, I found a lot of people that were not my people, even though they like maybe dressed like them, sounded like them, whatever. I found that they weren't really my people when it boiled down. And so I really hope that this experience of listening to two people who have absolutely found their bestie that are like kind of like talking code half the time, and you're like, oh my God, give me the dictionary for the bullshit you just spewed, like, that you found your people. And if we're not your people, I lovingly invite you to go find your people, because don't put up with my bullshit if I'm not your person. Like,
yeah,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Let's just be real. Don't put up with her bullshit for even 1 second longer than you have to. If she's not for you. I'm so cool though, right? Just kidding. Just kidding. No.
But Lisa doesn't have bullshit. Oh wait, like literally she's a rancher around cows. She has so much bullshit, literally and figuratively. It's all around.
Definitely. We're just super grateful. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being a part of it.
Your audio is starting to cut out.
No, just when I had something wise to say. Did it really?
Yeah, you're like crunchy robot girl now. You seem to be back, but we were saying goodbye. So
So on that note,
see you next Tuesday.
see you next Tuesday.